My friends, the heart of a woman is one of the most extraordinary forces in the world. It is gentle, yet strong, soft yet unshakable, vulnerable yet incredibly resilient. When we speak about power, we often think of strength, wealth, or influence. But true power is not always loud. It is sometimes quiet, patient, and full of grace. A woman's heart has the power to nurture, to heal, to inspire, and to transform lives in ways no one else can. The power of a woman's heart begins with the quality of unconditional love, a love that defies logic and transcends circumstances, a love that does not measure worthiness, but instead gives freely, continuously, and without asking for anything in return. This kind of love is rare in the world, for most relationships are built on conditions and expectations. I will love you if you treat me this way, or I will care for you only when you fulfill my desires. Yet, a woman's heart has the extraordinary ability to love not because she gains something, but because she knows love is essential for life to flourish. From the moment a mother cradles her newborn child, there is no calculation, no bargain, no thought of what she might receive back. She simply pours out love because it is her instinct, because it is in her nature, because her heart is wired to nurture and care. This same love extends into every role she plays, whether as a wife standing by her husband in difficult times, as a daughter caring for aging parents, as a sister offering support when her brother feels weak, or as a friend who chooses to stay when the world walks away. Her love is not dependent on how others treat her. It often persists even in the face of misunderstanding, neglect, or disappointment. That is the power of her heart. It refuses to let bitterness define her, and instead chooses to keep giving love, even when it is not returned in equal measure. Such love is not weakness, though many may assume it to be. In truth, it is one of the deepest forms of strength, because it takes incredible courage to continue loving in a world that sometimes responds with indifference. When her heart gives unconditionally, it creates ripples that touch lives beyond measure. A child who grows up in the warmth of a woman's unconditional love learns the meaning of security and compassion. A man who experiences that love in his most broken moments finds strength to rise again. A family rooted in such love learns that bonds are not built on perfection, but on patience and acceptance. Even society at large benefits because the compassion and kindness that spread through communities often originate from the unconditional love of women who refuse to give up on humanity. This love can soften the hardest of hearts, heal wounds invisible to the eye, and restore hope where despair once lived. It does not ask whether someone is deserving, it simply flows, like a river that nourishes everything in its path, whether stones, flowers, or soil. And because it flows so freely, it teaches the world the most important lesson, that love is not a transaction, but a gift, not something we earn, but something that transforms us when we receive it. The power of a woman's heart lies in this silent yet immeasurable force. in her ability to remind humanity that despite all its flaws and failures, love can still heal, love can still unite, and love can still make life worth living. The strength of sacrifice within a woman's heart is one of the most remarkable demonstrations of true power, for it often remains invisible, unspoken, and unnoticed. Yet it sustains the very fabric of families and relationships. Sacrifice is not glamorous. It does not come with applause or recognition, but it is an act that requires immense courage and selflessness. From the earliest stages of her life, a woman learns what it means to put the needs of others before her own. A mother who wakes in the middle of the night to feed her hungry child, sacrificing her own rest, does not complain about her exhaustion. Instead, her heart finds joy in knowing that her child is nourished and comforted. A wife who silently adjusts her lifestyle to support her partner's ambitions does not see it as a loss, but as an offering of love, a way of building something greater together. A daughter who shoulders responsibilities to ease her parents' burdens does not do so because she has no dreams of her own, but because she carries within her a heart that understands the beauty of giving. These sacrifices, though often unseen by the world, are the unseen pillars on which homes stand strong and relationships flourish. And the power of her heart is revealed in the fact that she rarely seeks recognition for these sacrifices. She does not announce them or demand gratitude. Her giving is quiet, humble, and deeply sincere. She sacrifices because she loves, not because she expects repayment. This is why her sacrifices are so powerful. They are not rooted in transaction, but in unconditional service. A woman gives up her comfort, her time, her ambitions, sometimes even her health, yet she does so with grace, often smiling while bearing the weight of her silent offerings. And though the world may not always acknowledge her sacrifices, they are not wasted. They become the foundation on which others grow, succeed, and thrive. Families are held together not by wealth or achievements, but by the daily ordinary and extraordinary sacrifices of women who put others before themselves. Society progresses because countless women silently step back so others may move forward. Sacrifice is often misunderstood as weakness, but in truth it is strength of the highest order, because it takes great inner power to deny oneself for the well-being of another, to give without recognition, to continue giving without resentment, and to keep offering even when exhausted. This is not weakness. This is an act of resilience and unmatched bravery. Through sacrifice, a woman's heart teaches the world that greatness is not measured by what one collects for oneself, but by what one willingly lets go of for the sake of love, care, and harmony. And though she may not always hear thank you, though her sacrifices may sometimes pass unnoticed, the truth is that they leave a lasting imprint on hearts, shaping lives, nurturing dreams, and planting seeds of gratitude in the souls of those who one day realize that their growth and success were made possible by the silent strength of a woman's sacrifice. The compassion within a woman's heart is an endless well, a quality so profound that it cannot be fully measured in words. For it is not simply an emotion, but a way of being, a way of seeing and responding to the world. Compassion is far more than pity or sympathy. It is the ability to step into the shoes of another, to feel their pain as though it were one's own, and to act with kindness and care, even when there is no personal benefit to be gained. A woman's heart carries this gift in abundance. She notices the silent suffering behind a smile. She senses the heaviness in the pauses between someone's words. And she recognizes when even the strongest faces are quietly breaking. Her compassion does not require elaborate explanations. She understands with intuition, with sensitivity, with a listening heart. And when she does recognize suffering, she does not look away. She does not detach herself or pretend it is not there. Instead, she leans in closer, offering presence, warmth and comfort in ways that go beyond what language can express. A mother instinctively knows when her child is distressed, even before the child can speak. A sister senses when her brother's heart is heavy, even though he insists that everything is fine. A friend feels the weight of another's struggles, and instead of offering judgment, she simply offers her presence, her ear, her hand. Compassion flows from a woman's heart, not only toward her family or those close to her, but also toward strangers, toward people she may never meet again, toward the vulnerable and the voiceless in society. It is this compassion that leads her to tend to the sick with gentleness, to stand for justice when others are silent, to extend kindness even to those who may not seem deserving. This kind of compassion is transformative because it has the power to heal wounds that medicine cannot touch, to ease loneliness in ways that no wealth or power can achieve, and to bring light into the lives of those who feel consumed by darkness. Many people can show care when it is convenient, but the compassion of a woman's heart extends even when it costs her energy, time, or emotional strength. She sits with the grieving when others are uncomfortable with silence. She supports the broken when others have walked away. She gives without keeping a record. And while compassion may look soft on the outside, it is actually a reflection of tremendous strength. For it takes courage to open one's heart repeatedly to the pain of others without becoming hardened. It takes resilience to remain kind in a world that can often be unkind. It takes inner power to continue to give love and understanding even after being hurt. This is the essence of compassion. It does not arise from weakness, but from an unshakable commitment to humanity, to love, to healing. When a woman shows compassion, she becomes a source of peace, not only for individuals, but for entire communities. For compassion spreads like fire, igniting kindness wherever it touches. Her compassion reminds us that though suffering is universal, so too is the ability to care, to comfort, and to heal, and that it is often the quiet, compassionate heart of a woman that holds society together in its most fragile moments. The resilience of a woman's heart is one of the most astonishing demonstrations of strength, for it reveals itself most vividly, not in times of ease, but in moments of trial, hardship, and loss. Resilience is not the absence of pain, nor is it a denial of weakness. Rather, it is the extraordinary ability to endure suffering, to bend without breaking, to rise again even after being pushed to the ground. A woman's heart embodies this truth in countless ways throughout her life. She endures physical pain, emotional struggles, and social challenges that would overwhelm many, yet she continues forward with a determination that surprises even herself. She may cry in silence. She may feel the heaviness of despair pressing against her chest, but she refuses to surrender. Like a tree in a storm that sways with the wind, but remains rooted in the earth, her heart learns to adapt, to withstand, and to continue beating with courage, even when everything around her seems to fall apart. A mother who loses sleep night after night, but still rises each morning to care for her family demonstrates resilience. A wife who faces financial difficulties, yet finds ways to keep her household running with dignity, shows resilience. A daughter who silently fights her own struggles while supporting those she loves proves resilience. Her ability to withstand suffering does not mean she feels less pain. It means she transforms that pain into power. She takes the cracks in her heart and fills them with hope, with determination, with the quiet resolve that tomorrow will be better. Resilience in a woman is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it is simply the fact that she chooses to get up each day, despite exhaustion, despite disappointment, despite betrayal. Sometimes it is her decision to smile when her heart feels heavy not because she wants to hide her struggles, but because she knows others depend on her strength. And sometimes resilience is her ability to forgive, to keep trusting, to keep loving, even after her trust has been broken and her love has been taken for granted. Every scar she carries is not a sign of defeat, but a mark of victory, proof that she has survived storms meant to destroy her. With each trial, her heart becomes stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing what lies ahead. What makes her resilience so powerful is that it not only sustains her, but also inspires those around her. Her children learn courage by watching her persevere. Her friends draw strength from seeing her endure with grace. Even strangers are moved when they witness her ability to stand tall despite the weight she carries. Resilience in a woman's heart is therefore not merely personal, it radiates outward, becoming a source of hope for others who feel like giving up. In a world where challenges are inevitable and pain is unavoidable, the resilience of a woman's heart is a reminder that strength is not the absence of hardship, but the courage to rise above it again and again without losing one's dignity, one's compassion, or one's love. The gift of forgiveness within a woman's heart is one of the most profound forms of strength, for it demonstrates her ability to choose peace over pride, love over ego, and healing over bitterness. Forgiveness is never easy. It is one of the hardest choices a person can make because it requires letting go of the anger and resentment that feel justified. Yet again and again, a woman's heart shows that forgiveness is not weakness, but an act of extraordinary courage. She may be hurt by words spoken in anger, by promises broken, or by actions that cut deep into her trust, and still, she finds within herself the ability to release the weight of that pain. This does not mean she forgets the wrongs or denies the wound. Rather, it means she refuses to allow bitterness to poison her soul and steal her peace. Forgiveness for her is not about excusing the one who caused harm, but about choosing freedom for herself. To forgive is to unclench the fist of anger and open the hand of grace. And this is what a woman's heart often does, not only for her own sake, but for the sake of the people she loves. In families, her ability to forgive creates space for relationships to mend. In friendships, it allows bonds to be rebuilt. In communities, it inspires harmony where division once grew. She understands that holding grudges may give momentary satisfaction, but leaves a lasting emptiness, while forgiveness plants seeds of hope and reconciliation. Many times, her forgiveness is quiet, unannounced, unseen, yet it transforms lives. A mother forgives her child's mistakes again and again, not because she is blind to them, but because she values growth over punishment. A wife forgives her partner's shortcomings, not because she tolerates carelessness, but because she understands that love is stronger than flaws. A friend forgives betrayal, not because the wound was small, but because she chooses to believe that relationships are worth more than mistakes. And in each case, her forgiveness becomes a bridge, reconnecting hearts that would otherwise remain distant. It is easy to hold anger, to cling to hurt, to let resentment grow like weeds in the garden of the heart. But it takes immense strength to uproot those weeds and plant kindness instead. Her forgiveness is therefore not a sign of submission, but of strength. It shows that she has the power to rise above pain rather than be consumed by it. Forgiveness does not erase memory, but it transforms the meaning of memory. It changes the story from one of hurt to one of healing. And perhaps most profoundly, a woman's ability to forgive often teaches others around her how to do the same. Children who see their mother forgive learn compassion. Friends who witness her forgiveness learn humility. Communities influenced by her forgiveness discover unity. Her heart teaches that peace is never born out of revenge, but always out of the quiet, brave choice to forgive. And so, while the world often glorifies power that conquers and dominates, the true power of a woman's heart is revealed in this subtle, radiant gift, the power to forgive, and in doing so, to free not only others but herself as well. The nurturing nature of a woman's heart is a quiet yet extraordinary power that sustains not only families but also societies, dreams, and even the inner strength of individuals who might otherwise lose their way. Nurturing is often associated only with motherhood, but in truth, it extends far beyond the care of children. It is a quality woven into her very being. A natural instinct to protect, to guide, to encourage, and to pour herself into the growth of others. She nurtures not only life but also hope, not only bodies but also souls, not only children but also aspirations that are fragile and uncertain. A mother nurturing her child does not simply provide food and shelter, she instills values, teaches resilience, and waters the seeds of confidence until they bloom into independence. A wife nurtures her husband's dreams, often stepping into roles of silent support so that his goals may flourish sometimes sacrificing her own ambitions without resentment because she finds fulfillment in helping another grow. A daughter nurtures her parents in their later years, offering patience, time, and love that make their journey softer and more dignified. A sister nurtures her siblings' self-belief, reminding them of their worth when the world makes them doubt themselves. Even as a friend, she nurtures by listening, by encouraging, by lending her strength when someone else feels weak. This nurturing spirit is not bound by obligation but flows naturally. An unspoken promise that wherever she is, growth and healing will follow. Beyond her immediate circle, her nurturing heart often extends to communities, teachers shaping young minds with patience, nurses caring for the sick with tenderness, leaders guiding with empathy rather than authority. Her nurturing is not only about providing, but also about believing in others when they cannot believe in themselves. She sees potential where others see flaws, possibilities where others see failures, and she waters those hidden seeds until they break through the soil of doubt and rise into something beautiful. What makes this nurturing so powerful is that it is not about control, but about encouragement. It does not demand outcomes, but simply provides the conditions for growth. Like a gardener who tends to her plants, she understands that each person blooms at their own pace, in their own way, and so her heart offers patience, guidance, and light without suffocation. And even when her nurturing is not recognized, even when her efforts are overlooked, she does not stop giving because her fulfillment lies not in being acknowledged, but in seeing life flourish where it could have withered. This quality becomes the foundation of families that remain strong, communities that remain united, and individuals who rise to greatness. For behind every successful man or woman is often the silent, nurturing presence of someone who believed in them, supported them, and encouraged them when they were ready to give up. Her nurturing heart is the silent force that ensures that life does not just survive, but thrives, that people do not just exist but grow, and that dreams do not just remain ideas, but transform into reality. And this is why nurturing, though gentle and often unnoticed, is one of the most powerful gifts of a woman's heart. For it does not only shape the present, it shapes the future of everyone it touches. The wisdom of intuition within a woman's heart is a quality that often defies explanation, yet it has guided countless lives, prevented many mistakes, and protected those she loves in ways logic could not anticipate. Intuition is not always about evidence or reasoning. It is a deeper knowing, an inner voice that speaks with clarity, even when the mind cannot fully comprehend the why. A woman's heart carries this gift with remarkable sensitivity. She can sense when something is wrong without being told. She can feel when words do not match actions, and she often recognizes danger long before it arrives. It is as though her heart is attuned to a frequency of understanding that goes beyond sight and sound. A mother knows when her child is troubled even if the child insists everything is fine. A wife can sense when her husband carries burdens. He tries to hide behind silence. A daughter can feel when her parents need her presence, even without words being spoken. This intuitive wisdom is not a matter of chance. It is a combination of empathy, observation, and the natural sensitivity of the heart. And because she listens to it, her intuition often saves others from mistakes they might regret. Many stories in families and communities testify to how a woman's inner sense of things turned out to be true, even when no evidence supported it at the time. This gift is not about fortune-telling or mystery, but about the extraordinary ability of her heart to connect dots that logic overlooks. Her intuition allows her to guide those around her, steering them away from harmful choices, warning them when someone's intentions are not genuine, and encouraging them when opportunities are right even if they appear risky. What makes her intuition so powerful is that it does not always demand explanation. It trusts the unseen, the subtle, the quiet signals of life that others may dismiss. And though many may doubt her at first, time often proves that her inner knowing was correct. Intuition also plays a vital role in her ability to nurture relationships. She can sense when a loved one feels distant and take gentle steps to reconnect before the bond weakens. She can recognize when forgiveness is needed even before an apology is offered. She can feel the right moment to speak and the right moment to remain silent. And this wisdom keeps harmony alive. Beyond personal relationships, her intuition influences her role in society as well. A teacher senses which student is silently struggling. A nurse senses what a patient cannot articulate. A leader senses the needs of her people before they express them. This ability to read what is unspoken makes her guidance invaluable for she does not only rely on facts but also on feelings, on the unmeasurable yet undeniable truths of the human heart. And in a world that often celebrates logic, her intuition becomes a reminder that not everything valuable can be explained by reason. Some of life's most important choices require trust in the unseen, and here the wisdom of a woman's heart shines most brightly. Her intuition becomes a light in uncertainty, a compass in confusion, and a shield in danger, and through it, she guides not only her own journey, but also the journeys of those who walk with her. The power to unite within a woman's heart is one of the most subtle yet transformative forces in human relationships. For she has a natural ability to bring people together to heal divisions, and to create harmony where there is conflict. This unifying spirit does not depend on authority or force but on love, patience, and the quiet wisdom of understanding. A woman often becomes the bridge in her family, the one who holds together siblings who may drift apart, the one who eases misunderstandings between parents and children, the one who calms tempers when arguments rise. Her heart instinctively values peace over pride, connection over ego, and togetherness over separation. When two people refuse to speak, she becomes the voice that softens them. When walls of silence grow between loved ones, she becomes the gentle force that breaks those walls. This gift is not confined to families alone, but extends to friendships, workplaces, and communities. In times of conflict, when bitterness could easily destroy bonds, her heart leans toward reconciliation. She does not fan the flames of division, but instead pours the cooling water of patience and compassion. Even when she herself has been wronged, she often chooses to be the first to reach out, not because she was at fault, but because she values the relationship more than the victory of ego. This quality of uniting is a reflection of her strength, for it takes far more courage to repair a broken bond than to walk away from it. She creates spaces where others feel safe to open up, to share, to admit mistakes, and to reconnect. Children often grow up remembering how their mother or grandmother became the anchor of unity in the family, ensuring that love triumphed over conflict. Communities often thrive because women act as the silent glue that binds people of different temperaments, beliefs, and opinions together. In workplaces, her presence often diffuses tension because she sees beyond competition and focuses on collaboration. In the uniting power of her heart is not about ignoring differences, but about finding common ground amidst them. She teaches others that harmony is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of respect, love, and mutual care. This is why her presence often feels like home, because wherever she is, she creates a circle of belonging, a place where hearts can come together despite differences. What makes her uniting power so unique is its gentleness. It does not dominate, it does not demand, it does not impose. It persuades with kindness, it influences with patience, and it inspires with love. And because of this, her role in uniting often goes unnoticed, as if it were the natural course of things, yet without her efforts, many families, friendships, and communities would collapse under the weight of division. She carries the wisdom of knowing that no relationship is perfect, but every relationship can be preserved if hearts are willing to prioritize love over ego. In her heart, unity is not an option, but a responsibility, a calling to be the thread that weaves people together into a stronger, more beautiful fabric of life. And in fulfilling this role, she reminds the world that unity is not born from agreements alone, but from the courage to forgive, the patience to understand, and the willingness to hold on when everything else tempts us to let go.